What are some things that you like to do that we probably would never imagine that you like to do?
Well, some of those things I can't talk about. uh, but
What, like smoking marijuana?
oh no, I don't.
No,
I
I'm
had
just joking.
asthma. I had asthma as a child, so I can't smoke anything. Although it can be consumed via candy or cake or brownie, but I still am not interested. I don't drink. I don't like the taste. It's nothing to do with religion. You know, I know plenty of upstanding ministers who drink, but they don't drink to intoxication. I just don't like the taste. It tastes like
Wait. I just asked you a question, and we're gonna have to come back to it. But wait, you said you know ministers who drink.
Mhm.
Is that like cool?
Yes.
That is a spiritual leader, a religious leader can drink.
Yes.
You is lying.
I'm not lying.
No, not if they do, but that's cool.
Well, from now, there's two ways to handle it, right? The Bible says that some things are permissible, but they're not expedient, right? So I can drink, but I should not go drink in front of the congregation. I should not go drink in front of people who would not understand. Humans have made up these things that pastors should and should not be doing, right? People literally made this up. The Bible talks about not drinking, but not drinking to intoxication. Jesus turned water into wine. He was the ultimate. He was the first turn up king.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jesus was lit. He said, bring me fill them up with water, boom, wine. And everybody was having a merry time. And people talked about the difference in that wine, whatever. I don't know. I wasn't there. All I know is the person that we're serving as our God turned water into wine so that people could continually drink. And it was the best wine. It was fine wine. It was.
So are you saying that our communion shouldn't be grape juice? It should be wine?
No, I don't know what they drunk back then. It could have been wine, but I don't think you should be serving, kiddies wine.
So are you talking about wine? If they're you know ministers that drink wine, or are you talking about beer? You talking about alcohol?
Alcohol, liquor, dark liquor,
and that's cool.
Liquor, absolutely cool.
All right. What about marijuana?
I think that is cool too, if that's your thing.
And what about cigarettes?
Tell. Now, see, I don't know. I can't answer from a scientific perspective, right? Because people say that weed is worse than cigarettes, but then people say,
no, heck no, cigarettes
worse
way
than weed,
worse.
right? I don't know what weed does to you other than give you a high, from a scientific perspective. And if that's all it does, then there's nothing wrong with that. Tell me the sin in that. What sin has that led to? If you are amongst friends or if you are in the privacy of your home, where is the sin in you getting a little buzz, right? We do that with aromas. We do that in massage therapy. So why can't that be done with marijuana? Now, cigarettes, on the other hand, are made with so many different toxins. It's destroying your body, literally killing you.
And other people.
You cannot continue on and carry out God's will if you are killing yourself before your time comes. So we have the ability to do that. So I do believe anything, whether it is cigarettes or food or sugar or things that we're not supposed to be consuming that's killing our body, is a harm to ourselves, which we should not be doing. Now, do I think that will lead you to hell? You smoke a cigarette and you're going to burn it? No. Carried away. They just do too much. A cigarette is not going to lead you to hell. Wearing pants is not going to lead you to hell. Wearing lipstick and makeup and jewelry is not going to lead you to hell. Literally, breathing sends us to hell. Breathing wrong. Literalists, there's no person who is literally a literalist pertaining when it comes to the Bible. And the literalist is someone that takes the Bible at face value, whatever it says, we do. Because the Bible says so many different things that were pertaining to that time. You know, if this happened, I get to stone you to death and all this. What? Try stoning somebody to death today. The Bible says, slaves obey your master. I wish somebody would pull out a whip to obey your master. Like you cannot take the Bible literally. And once you figure that out and understand that standing on God's love is the key, then you're cool.
Wow. Do you listen to hip hop music?
Not on purpose.
What do you mean not on purpose?
If I'm at a party and an event or someone's house or in somebody's car, it's there. But I don't have it on my iTunes, or I don't I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, so you don't like, yo, you heard that new Jay-Z, like that 444?
Well, when 444 came out, I was very excited about that.
You listened to it?
Yeah.
Purposely, yes.
Okay,
what did you think about it?
From the economic prosperity standpoint, the messages he was spitting out, and then revealing that his mom was gay. You know, he's matured as an individual, right? He's not the same Jay-Z who was when he came out. He was slapping women and acting a fool. And people are allowed to mature, right? People are allowed to be better. And I appreciate him being better. And his message is like, guys, I was wrong. This is not the way. I made millions of dollars doing dope and doing this, and I have nothing to show for it from that era in his life. He could have bought the whole block. He could have, you know, that's what the mafia, and that's all, you know, they did that. They bought stores, they had businesses, they ran their operations, do their business. We made the money. We bought sneakers and Bentleys. And so the message was clear in where we need to go as a people. And it came through the art form of hip hop, which got to many more ears than any other message ever could. And I appreciated that.
What about, I still want to go back to what do you do for fun that we probably wouldn't think, but we just went into a different vein. So now I'm also curious to know, like, can a spiritual leader, or, because I saw Plies and Kirk Franklin had this beef.
Yes.
And Plies wanted Kirk Franklin to come to the strip club with him. Mm-hmm. And Kirk Franklin eventually replied and agreed. And he said, if you come to church, I'll come to the strip club. But he said, I won't go in the strip club. I'll just be on the outside. Mm-hmm. But I'll come and hang out with you. I'll kick it with you. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So I praised Kirk Franklin for that when the church ostracized him. The church is... Anyway.
Can you go to a club? Can a pastor, is it okay for a pastor or a minister to go to, like, out to a club and chill and dance?
I go to the club all the time. And I have fun, and I go home. A person, whether a minister or not, ought not do things that will tempt them to sin against themselves and sin against whatever God's called for their life, right? Kirk Franklin had a huge addiction to pornography.
Yeah.
Why would you go into a strip club to see a woman dancing naked? And now you didn't birth that addiction again, and it'll ruin your marriage. Like, but going outside the strip club is good for him. If I went into a strip club and saw a woman slide down a pole, it'll do nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. Girl, go on ahead somewhere. You know, now if I went to a male strip club and saw a male stripping down the pole, then we have another story. So Jesus hung with the whores and the prostitutes and the adulterers and the bank robbers and the tax collectors. Not bank robbers, I meant to say tax collectors. They might as well have been bank robbers. They were stealing from the people.
Yeah, synonymous.
Jesus hung with all those people. He was only inside the temple ministering a few times in the Bible. Outside of that, he was in the streets. That's what the Just Love Center, my ministry, is all about, like going to where the people are. And my old church in Tallahassee used to minister tracts at the let out of the club. When the club let out, we was out there handing out tracts. And so you go where the people
that's
are.
That's how you do it, though. Now, I'd never seen that before, but I like this Just Love Center. I'm definitely going to look more into it online. But I like that, like, after they leave the club, you right there, like, yo, because they probably drinking. They're more receptive.
Wallowing in their sorrows. Drunk.
Uh-huh.
You know, and that's where I have my best conversations, when I'm sitting with somebody and they're wallowing in their sorrows and I get a chance to minister to them and talk to them. Like, you have to go where the people are. Don't go where you'll be tempted, and next thing you know, you're drunk and you're ministering. Drinking's not my thing, so drinking does nothing to me. And so, if we are truly vessels of God, right, and we're truly walking in the power of God, there is no area where we don't have spiritual authority. Like, why are you afraid of the club? Why have you made up these stories? Like, I thought the club was the most horrible thing in my life. Actually, I was telling my friends, my homecoming that I just went to was my first time going to a bunch of the clubs that were there. They was like, what, you never been to Top Flight? You never been to the Moon? I was like, well, I was too busy being a Christian. Mm-hmm. I thought those places were bad. Now, granted, some of those places I never again, because the quality of the building was just terrible, and we were smashed in there like roaches. But that has nothing to do with, you know, the actual club. So I think people need to stop making these places so gloom and doom that we don't want to go, and have conversations with people.
All right, I love it. All right, so let's wind this thing up, because we want you to we want you to feel like this is your home away from home. If you ever have, you know, a message that you want to get out outside of your network or the resources that you have, we want you to come back. So we don't want to hold you hostage here. But I do want, what do you do for fun that may surprise us? Like, what are some things Brother Ben likes to do for fun that we may not expect for you to do?
Well, I already told you I go to the club. I'll hang with friends. Most times I'm invited. I'll never just go by myself. After I do weddings, most times the pastor will leave at the reception. I'm on the dance floor at the reception, and everybody's looking like, what is he doing? I take this collar off, I might change my shirt, and I get on that dance floor and celebrate that wedding. Like I said, Jesus was the turnip king. He turned water into wine. I travel a lot. I'm rarely home. You caught me on a good day. I'm literally leaving after this to jump on a plane. I love animals. I've had 4 encounters with sharks. One was on purpose, holding a shark in Mexico. The others were not. I sing. I like to get up and do karaoke. Whitney Houston's my favorite artist. You know, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Luther Vandross is also a favorite artist I like to sing.
Now, are you serious karaoke or you play karaoke?
I'm serious karaoke.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we'll go to the karaoke bar and shut it down.
Okay.
And I mean, outside of, people used to see me as very conservative. After I came out, I let all that down, let my hair hang low, and life's too short. I'm going to enjoy my time right now. So I basically will do and try almost anything once. That's about it.
Okay. And anybody that's maybe interested in, that's the second time you mentioned that you do weddings. The obvious question is, do you only do gay weddings or do you do any wedding?
I do any wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My first wedding was actually of a straight couple. And so, yeah, I do any weddings.